You guys ready?
Sure. Let's do it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Champion Living Podcast, the only podcast crossing the lines between the sport of rodeo and fitness.
Whoop-whoop.
Today's episode, we are talking about a really cool current event going on, the Rookie Challenge in Fort Worth. We're going to talk a little bit about the PRCA Rookie of the Year program, what it is, what it entails, what is a rookie, and how do you progress from there. And then we're going to get into some really cool stuff about gaining strength and how to choose a personal trainer, some things you guys should look at when picking a coach for you, especially with so much information out there. Gentlemen, how are we feeling this morning?
We're good. Yeah, I feel 100% better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we're slowly adjusting to the Colorado climate and the altitude over here. So my whoop strap said I was 75% recovered. I don't believe it. However, I will take it after just
What do you believe, like
10.
100?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's been a struggle. We've been on the struggle bus up here trying to kind of get acclimated, and here we are. Last day in Colorado, we are ready to rock and roll, feeling good, and we go home tomorrow. Finally adapted and adjusted.
We'll be superhuman tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll go back to
Absolutely.
the flatland.
Yeah.
There's a reason that Olympic athletes train at elevation.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah, 100%. I'm definitely not an Olympic athlete. We learned that the other day climbing the mountain. There's like the 8-year-old kids just lapping me going up.
Old people checking to see if you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm fine.
This is
I'm just
embarrassing.
from Illinois.
Yeah, and the worst part is that we've got Kane with us, who's one of my clients. He's like running, and I'm like,
with
cool,
a camera.
so I'm supposed to be his trainer, and he's like in way better cardiovascular shape than I am. That's embarrassing. That's awesome. So when we get home on Monday, don't be surprised if Kane reaches out to one of you guys. Is like, hey, do you think I could trade? Can I trade trainers?
That's awesome, dude. Let's get into this. The Rookie of the Year program. You went for your rookie year. What year was that? How we're in?
Dude, it was much later than it should have been, actually, because when I rodeoed at the beginning, I bought my first permit in 2010. If you're in college, you can rodeo on your permit. You know, the PRCA permit is a way into the PRCA. It's like a trial period where you have to win $1,500 on a permit before you're eligible to buy your membership card and be a full-time, or a full member of the PRCA. So I bought my first permit in 2010, and you can have up to 5 permits if you can prove that you're in college. So if you're college rodeoing, you can have up to 5 permits. And I went ahead and had all 5 permits. I was in college. I didn't want to use that rookie year, rookie being the first year that you're a full-time, like you're a member of the PRCA.
And qualified. That's the first time you can make the NFR.
Absolutely. So I had a couple years of break in there, but my rookie year wasn't until 2017. Yeah, 2017. So I was like, I would have been like 28 or something like that. A little atypical of a rookie, but man, rookie year was fun. What year was your rookie year?
Didn't ever do it.
No, you didn't.
No, because when I got hurt, I was still in college. I was doing exactly what you were
Dude,
doing.
you should totally do that next year.
Just
Let's
go
go.
for my rookie
Rookie
year.
card. Let's go, man. Cowboy Channel's got the rookie challenge.
Right.
There's no better time to be a rookie. Let's go.
We'll talk about it today.
Yeah, I'll buy my card back.
Just go. You'll do it with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lacey is gonna crucify me.
Let's go.
We're in the same boat. I was a lifetime permitter too.
Yeah.
So, after college, I moved back to Indiana, and I didn't want to travel to Pro Rodeo, so I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I just never did, man. Same thing. I was in college, so can keep getting that permit, and I wasn't in a place to go for my rookie year either.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't put that in my head. I don't want to. Now I want to go do it. Now I want to go do it.
That's awesome.
I wonder what the oldest rookie is in PRCA history.
That's a great question. There's got to be some guys that have like come maybe from the PBR or something like that
Oh,
that
I
like
think
did a
they
pro rodeo
Jamie.
that were like
Well, no, because I think
he's
he rodeoed before.
Yeah, but like somebody that's like won the world in the PBR and then like let's try the pro rodeo thing and buy their card like a freaking $1 million bull rider that's a rookie.
Well, on the reverse end of that, JD Harris was a 4-time PRCA world champion when he was a one rookie of the year in the PPR at like 30 years old.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be kind of geriatric to be winning rookie of the year, but
that would be awesome.
It'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. And like PRCA rookie of the year next year. and then you could do the senior pro rodeos the year after. So I mean, just like racking up the accomplishments, you know.
Getting that AARP card next month. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. So,
Oh, that's great. But the Rookie of the Year program is cool because it shows the top money earner in the PRCA and then the WPRA for the women in each event, and it recognizes them because a lot of times Rookie of the Year doesn't make the NFR, so they don't get a lot of recognition. But to be the top money winner in the professional rodeo,
It says poor connection.
good. Okay.
cool. Anyway, but like, how many people have a practice pen in their backyard and have access to unlimited amount of team rope and steers and calves and practice horses and all those kind of things? And that's one of the things that I stressed when I was coaching to my student athletes. Like, hey guys, utilize the resources that are available to you because one day you'll wish you had them later. You know, bucking machines in the backyard. Like, then you graduate college, you want a bucking machine? Cool. That's $10,000 to link Weaver, you know, to get a top of the line bucking machine. So I do agree with Joe that, like, man, definitely utilize the resources available to you through whether it be high school rodeo, little britches, college rodeo, those kind of things. Make sure you're ready.
Absolutely.
So,
But also don't wait too long.
yeah, don't wait too long. Yeah. You got to challenge yourself. Growth always happens outside your comfort zone. Exactly. That's what we talk about all the time on here. Is you got to push yourself. You got to get outside.
If you're dominating at your current level, it's time to move up.
It's time to move up.
If you're not, then maybe take that time and make sure you are developed as an athlete, as a business person.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we talked to Anthony, he was talking about how you got to set yourself up as a business. Like,
yep.
Treating yourself as a contestant is a business, and so you gotta make sure that you're ready for that step.
Absolutely. And they have like a buckle presentation during the NFR for the rookies, right? Mm-hmm. Like round 6, I think they have like a big buckle presentation where they bring guys out during the NFR, the Resistol Rookie of the Year. And every year, some of those guys that are getting the Resistol Rookie of the Year award are actually competing at the NFR, you know. And so, but that's really cool that they like acknowledge them during the actual NFR, you know, during the performance. Really neat.
And then now they have the Rookie Challenge in Fort Worth.
Yeah, super cool.
So I believe they added $100,000 to the event, and so that gives only rookies the opportunity to enter this, which is really cool because there's never really a platform or a stage where you get to see the up and coming athletes of a sport, you know.
Love that. I mean, we have the permit finals, and we have had the permit finals for a while. Like, you know, where the top 5 in each event get to go to the permit finals and get to compete for like permit holder of the year, you know, which is really cool. So, but having a specific event just for rookies was so cool to see, like all those rookies, and there's a wide range of like people there, right? So they take the top 15 rookies in every event. Well, number 1 rookie might be number 5 in the world and have 40,000 added, but it still puts him on that same playing field with the guy that's got 1,501. You know, that's been trying, maybe hasn't had the right breaks, but this is an opportunity for that guy that maybe he's not getting into some of those bigger rodeos, you know, bull riding, that's not getting into Del Rio and some of those other things, gives him a big stage to be able to go win some real money and get him bumped up there in the rookie standings.
Man, $100,000 is a healthy chunk of change.
Oh, dude, it's a big amount.
That could set up a guy's career.
100%. It can definitely. I mean, you know, by the time like I think Wade Berg so far was the winningest one so far. But it pays in the long round. It pays in the short round. So you know, I mean, each event was like maybe 12,000 added or something like that. But I think that Wade Berg one, he was the only one to ride one. The bull riding one,
$6,000.
Yeah, one
Awesome.
$5,000. So yeah, which is
and it counts towards the Rookie of the Year, which is the coolest thing. So it's not just say, hey, these are our up and coming athletes. It's like, hey, let's you show up and perform, you get a boost in the race. Let's do it. You know, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, 100%. Completely agree. They did a ton of like promotional material with the rookies too, because obviously the Cowboy Channel's like headquarters, their studios or whatever, right down there. The Rookie Challenge has been at the Coliseum, so I guess they're all right there together. And so they did a ton of promotional material. I know like a lot of like our clients that were down there for the Rookie Challenge were also at the Cowboy Channel studios. Like they were hanging out, they were getting to do little interview sections and stuff like that. And so I think it's really awesome. Just give those guys some publicity, like as they're on the way. Typically speaking, the only rookies that really ever get publicity are going to be the guys that end up winning it, or, the guys that win big checks along the way. But that third place guy that still won $30,000 never really gets never really gets a whole lot of recognition, but that's a chunk of change to win $30,000 on your rookie year. Yeah, you might not have made the NFR, but like, man, you did some good. I mean, you put your stamp on it.
Good path.
They knew you were there, and you should be able to get some recognition for that too. And I think that's really cool.
I couldn't agree more with that. I think it's such a cool opportunity, and it grooms them for being successful because they are going to be in front of cameras. They are going to be having to do interviews, and not to be overly critical of rodeo athletes, but it's a weakness.
100%.
It's a weakness
Absolutely.
in our sport, and the more guys and girls can get in front of cameras and practice doing that and be exposed to it, the better they're going to get, and the better they're going to represent the sport.
Represent the sport, and not only themselves. You know, I mean, they're their own brand. And so at the end of the day, when they're looking at sponsorships, and you can't tell me that a company is not going to look at like how you're able to represent them. And part of that is that this Cowboy Channel coverage, like when you do win around and you get an interview, like how do you conduct yourself? Like are you able to speak in competent sentences? You know, are you able to like talk about your ride, or are you able to sneak in non-awkward ways, like shout outs to your sponsors? I mean, having all those kind of interview skills it's only a benefit for the sponsors that you're hoping to attract later on.
Exactly, and just being able to speak and represent yourself is what sponsors are looking for. If you can't tell an interviewer how your own ride went, how could you? Why is any brand going to trust you with representing them?
Yes.
And you voicing their it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Wrangler.
Yeah, unless you're just so good, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you're just that good, unless you're a right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And it doesn't matter how you talk.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though.
Because they ride good enough. So.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into fitness, our specialty here. And for those of you that don't know, our specialty is individualized programming. We obviously train rodeo athletes, but we train everybody. We just want to help people be badass at everyday life. That's pretty much our goal, and we want to show people how fitness is functional and how it can make life just so much better.
Absolutely.
Not that much application, which is kind of cool.
Absolutely. I mean, the title question, do you have to have a personal trainer to succeed at fitness, to lose fat, to build muscle, whatever your goals are? Do you have to have a personal trainer?
No. You don't have to have one at all.
Which I don't think that's the answer that people would expect from people that literally,
that's
our job personal
But
trainer. Yes, you need me. Absolutely. You need me. Pay me a lot of money and I will take all your problems away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you know, like the one thing we say is we're not in the business of getting people's money for that reason only. Like the client and the coach need to get along. They need to have similar outlooks on things. They need to know what each other is like, what their expectations are.
Yes.
Right? So not everyone needs a coach. If you're someone that is highly accountable with yourself, that is good at doing research, biggest thing is the consistency. You know
Consistency,
what I mean? And then the knowledge part. So if you've never worked out before, but you are that person that learns very well and is very accountable, get one for a month or 2 or 6 months and learn, and then take that from there and go.
Absolutely.
But no, not everyone needs one. But yes, a lot of people benefit largely from having one.
So you kind of listed off a few things there, like, accountability. I lost them.
They're gone. I don't know.
Well, but those 3 things, being able to educate.
New to working out,
all of those things. Like I was that, in my college years, I did well on my own. Yep. But when I hired a trainer, it went way better.
And as a coach too, my coaching leveled up huge when I got a coach for me.
Yeah, of course.
It was that was literally the game. That was a game changer for my coaching, big time. But if someone, if you're having trouble being accountable, if you are new to working out, if you need that assistance, your personal trainer is a great option.
Yeah, they're not mandatory for fat loss or for muscle gain.
No.
However, they do definitely help with the education, the application. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I tell people this all the time. Like, the information is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can go get it.
Yep.
But when you hire a coach, they've already got it. You don't have to hunt down the answers. They have the answers for you.
Love that.
And then they're going to plug it into how it fits your lifestyle.
Theoretically, a coach should have those things.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what you should look at when picking a coach here after this. But, so what if, say someone wanted to put on muscle, what's the benefit of having a trainer?
Yeah, the benefit of having a trainer to gain muscle is just going to be that you've got somebody that can help take the guesswork out of your programming. There's so many myths out there about how do I build muscle. How do I really build muscle? Oh, I need to use I want to get toned, so I'm going to use light weights and high reps, and I'm going to do this many sets. And there's just so much misinformation out there about how to really go to, I can build muscle in a calorie deficit or whatever it might be. I'm going to build muscle on this diet. There's just so much. So taking that guesswork out, hiring a trainer, they're going to know exactly how to help you accomplish your goal of building some muscle, and they're going to get you on a program for that.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're there for too.
Exactly.
Ultimately, they are your guide for your fitness journey.
Yep.
And so when they can take your goal and set you up on the exact plan you need to be on, boom, it makes perfect sense that you're on the trajectory and you already know you're on the path and doing the right thing. So if you're someone that learns really well, cool, just take notes of what you're doing and start expanding on that and doing your own research.
That's exactly it, right? And sometimes money, it comes down to money. It's right. I can't afford that, and I can definitely understand that. I think most people, if they audited their finances, they would find that the money that they have to spend on a personal trainer, they actually have it, they just spend it on some irrelevant stuff somewhere else. However, if money is really an issue, looking at hiring a personal trainer for, whether it's a month or 2 months, and picking their brain, asking them questions, do that deep dive with them about why they're doing, and communicate that with them. Hey, listen, I can only really commit to 2 months here, but I am really interested in learning more. I want to continue this, and then come back and check in with you, every 3 months, every 6 months. I want to make sure that I'm going on track. Man, that's a great approach. If you have that, if you don't need accountability and you're committed to just hiring one for a couple months to get you rolling, that's a great option to get started and to do it, without having to pay necessarily for a personal trainer every month.
And man, sometimes it's just a mindset switch too.
Yes.
It's not a cost. It's an investment.
Absolutely.
And with investments, you get return on those investments.
Yes.
So when you come out of this on the other side, you are going to, hopefully, if you chose the right trainer, you're going to be better off than you were before. And so you've increased your education. Now you have a jump start on your fitness, and then you can just ride that trajectory all the way up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. It's definitely an investment. And that's what I tell a lot of our rodeo athletes that sign up and they're, talking about, the cost and whatnot. And I'm like, guys, at the end of the day, especially our professional guys, if I'm not making, X, whatever our price point is, if I'm not making that much of a difference in your ability to perform, we got a problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be getting not only your money back out of this, but way, way more longevity. Let's add, if we get to work with somebody through their whole career, let's add an extra 5 years onto your career.
How much more money could you have won in 5 years more,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And usually you're getting better and better as the years are going because you're getting more experience as long as your body's holding up. So again, the return you're getting on this investment is your health. If you're an athlete, your performance is the investment. But the longevity goes for everything, not just rodeo athletes, but people in general. If you work out and take care of your body, you're going to probably live longer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it's a no-brainer. And we're seeing it more and more with people that are starting to just promoting a little bit of activity just for even general population. Okay, so, we've discussed on the podcast before the effects that exercise has on the chronic pain, knees and low back. And so even going for a walk and doing some basic exercises, it's becoming more and more popular to address the real issue of your chronic pain or your poor quality of life instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it with a doctor prescribed drug or some sort of fat loss scheme or MLM or something like that out there. I think we're seeing an upward trend of people okay, this actually, I need to go back and address the root of the problem. And that's where a personal trainer can help, because a lot of times I have clients come to me and they say, I have low back problems. Well, we as trainers know that low back problems very rarely start at the low back.
Right.
They're always because of something else. And so I can address their hip flexors or their hamstrings or both, or something going on with their hips or somewhere there. And then all of a sudden their low back pain goes away. Well, that would have been really hard for them to diagnose and to figure out. But just by hiring a personal trainer, we're able to get to
somebody
the bottom
that's
of that.
seen it multiple times before, and then they know exactly what signs
Absolutely.
to look for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just experience and education.
Yeah,
for sure.
So we're all coaches here.
Yeah.
But we've all had coaches.
Yes, we
How
have.
did you guys pick your coaches?
Man, there's a lot of things I look for when I was hiring my coach, and that was because I was a coach already hiring them, so I kind of knew what to look for. But this is something in today's world, especially with social media. Social media is a great thing. It has so much information out there, but it's also the bad thing about it is all that information can get skewed, right? So how do you decipher through all that? And when I'm looking for somebody, I'm looking at, for me, I want to make sure that my goals, they're going to be able to help me achieve my goals. So I'm looking at the testimonies that they have from their clients, meaning have they gotten the results that I want with other clients previously? If no, I'm probably not going to go with them. You know, I'm going to keep looking. Another thing is the accountability. Like, I want to make sure that my coach is interacting with me. If they're interacting with you once a week and you're paying them $300 a month, that's not a good. That's not worth your money. You know, their coach should be interacting with you on a daily basis, checking in on workouts, looking over your videos, saying, "Hey, good job. Hey, change this," whatever it is. And a lot of times you're not going to get that when you think you should have. So making sure you ask those things is just a good thing. What are some other things you guys look for?
Man, I agree with you in the accountability. What really helps me is going to be the structure. Like the structure of a program. Like, I know enough about working out. Like, I've gone through times where, like, I'll just write my own stuff. And I enjoy it for a period, but, like, I also get bored and I get sick of, like, writing my own stuff. I like to have a coach so that I have structure. This is the plan. Because if left to my own devices, as a personal trainer, I can't see my own holes. You know what I'm saying? I can't see the things that maybe I'm missing or skipping or whatever. And there are things I just don't like doing. And if I have to choose, I'm not going to do them. But then if I have somebody else write my program for me, like that, the structure and being able to adapt those workouts to my schedule, flexibility, all that is extremely
important. Assault bike for me. On my own devices, I wouldn't get on that thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I haven't been, obviously, as we learned on the mountain the other day. I've got one that's collecting dust, and when I get home, I'm going to have to start riding it a little bit because that was...
Dude, I used to die on that thing. When I was training for CrossFit Games and stuff, I lived on an assault bike because it was my weakness. And I got to the point where it would just be like, I love that thing now.
Really?
Yeah, just because I know how to use it, but that machine is the fastest thing to get you to throw up ever.
Dude, I used to ride one like 4, 5, 6 times a week when I was rodeoing because I thought, you know, that's how you prepare to ride bucking horses, right? Just extremely high intensity.
In a certain way, that bike would be great for that. Like literally 10-second burst and then like a 2-minute rest.
Yeah, when used appropriately.
Yes.
The problem is that I definitely did not use it appropriately.
Go,
like trying to puke and pass out.
Am I going to throw up? I haven't gone hard enough yet.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, for sure. So definitely having somebody to program for my weaknesses, I think, is that structure.
For sure. You mentioned something. You said testimonials, and that's something that I really relate with. And I know that, like, before and after pictures, from a client's perspective, sometimes they're kind of hard to take. They don't like to take before pictures. But those pictures can help so many other people, because when your coach posts that photo and then somebody says, "Oh, I look like that now, and that's what I want to look like."
Yes.
And because they can relate to those photos or a story, like just even a story. But like if you find a coach that's producing the testimonials and the results that you would like to have, like that has got to be probably one of the top things that I would look for in a coach.
Absolutely.
Because not every coach is going to be suited for your goals.
No.
Their specialty might be something else.
Yeah.
But if you find one and they're producing results aligned with what you are, like that might be your guy.
And a lot of that, absolutely. And a lot of that is like tying the connections. Like, you know, okay, so whenever I post a testimonial, I'm always like, okay, you know, here's Johnny, and here's Johnny. Wow. And he had no prior workout experience, and he also worked 70 hours a week. And how many people will scroll through that and they're like, that's me. I've been thinking about working out, but I've never done it before, so I don't know what to do. And I'm also really, really busy. They make those connections, you know, and so making sure that you've got a coach that's helping people with the same set of problems that you have.
Yeah.
And if your set of problems is really, really specialized, make sure that they have the credentials that you need. You know what I mean? Like, if you're dealing with some kind of, like, post-pregnancy or something like that, and you go hire a professional bodybuilding coach, that's not their specialty.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to get the best
thing
for your body.
Could they help you? Maybe. I mean, it depends on the individual.
It just
but at the
depends,
end of the day, but you would be better suited to find somebody that's like has gone through the education of, you know.
Make sure at the very baseline they have a personal training certification. And then past that, if your needs are very specialized, make sure that they can cover those needs.
Yes.
You know, or else it's not gonna be beneficial. You probably learn something still.
Yep.
But you're essentially putting your money down the drain because you're not getting what you need out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last thing that would be super helpful for, when you're looking is some education around nutrition. They say abs are made in the kitchen, but at the end of the day, there's so many changes that take place when we dial in a client's nutrition. Just be wary. We've talked about it on the podcast before. There will be personal trainers that will advertise that they can give you specific meal plans,
Right.
which is not true.
False.
It's actually illegal.
Yeah.
And so the only people that can prescribe actual meal plans are going to be dietitians. So making sure that your personal trainer should have some education about nutrition and be able to help you with food ideas, be able to help you maybe track food and look at where you're currently at, and then come up with a long-term approach to sustainable nutrition and healthy living, and help you slowly but surely work into that. With our clients, we never try to just turn their world upside down in a week, because of the fact that it's never sustainable, right? Mm-hmm. Anytime I see a client that starts with me and I say, hey, this is where we're eventually going, and they're like, okay, cool, got it, eventually. And then they go to the grocery store the next day and they spend $700 on healthy food, and they come home and they spend 6 hours meal prepping. I know that I'm probably, if I don't interject here, I'm probably not going to get to keep this client for very long, because it's just not sustainable.
Change, yeah.
And I never suggested that, but there, a lot of times
the mindset of a lot of people we work with, especially
or
Western people,
yes.
they want to go
all or nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so just making those small changes nutritionally can really pay off in the long run. So making sure that there's some education there on where you need to be nutritionally.
At the very least, they need to at least have an understanding of what you're eating, so that they're not programming a workout that is way bad for your
It's
lifestyle.
just too much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's another thing. A coach should be doing an evaluation with you. So once you hire this coach, this is something I would ask, is what's the process after I hire you?
Yes.
And so do I just start working out? Do you just give me a meal plan and I start? It shouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
There should be a big introductory, words are tough, introductory level or part of the process. So meaning, they should ask you about your entire lifestyle. They should ask you what your previous history is, health, injuries, workout history. A lot of times we find that people have worked out a lot in their life. It just hasn't been for a sustainable way. Mm-hmm. And so they get burnt out, or they don't see results and they quit. Yep. So they usually have knowledge. They just don't know how to apply it in a way that makes it sustainable for their lifestyle. So finding out where the person's at in their life, their coach should do that. They should do a movement evaluation, finding out your range of motions, your mobility, how your body is moving. If they don't see how you move, how can they give you movements for you to properly do it? And then they should be checking in with you on those movements. So as you're working out, as you're turning in videos, they should be critiquing how you move and giving you tips.
The evaluation process is kind of ongoing.
It should go on forever.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that's tough sometimes. Like when we get clients that have never worked out before, and man, we can look at that evaluation and then we can program for them specifically. There's no cookie cutter approach to fitness. It's not one size fits all, because everybody has different past injuries. They have different movement mechanics. They have different from their lifestyle. They have different things going on. Their diet's different. A workout program has to be, for it to be the most effective version, really needs to be customized and personalized for each individual. You can't just say, oh, this guy rides bulls and this guy rides bulls, so if he rides bulls, I just need to do what he does, and then I'm going to be successful like him. Yeah. Well, that's it.
You probably don't move like that guy.
It's apples to oranges.
Yeah, one size doesn't fit all here.
No.
It's so different. And again, in the rough stock or just rodeo or sports in general, everyone is a little different. Yes, if you're a bull rider, some of the exercises, identical exercises, but there are some things about you and your buddy that are not the same in a big way, and it won't help you unless you're doing those different things in each other, because your bodies are different.
And that's the problem with what I did for so long, is I was trying to write my own workouts. It was before I got my certification. It was before I started working for Champion Living, and I just scrolled Instagram for workouts. I had a few people that I would follow, and I was just like, oh, that looks cool, and I would just try to make a hodgepodge of things, and it wasn't efficient. It's not the most efficient way to go, and it definitely wasn't the best for my body. I can say that every major injury that I've ever had in rodeo has come from the fact that I overtrained a lot.
Yep.
Overuse, and I was doing too much. And we see that a lot with a lot of our clients when they start with us. They're like, wait, so that's it? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, I can walk out of the gym fine. I'm like, I know. How do you feel? Well, I feel better than when I walked into the gym. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, crazy,
That's
isn't
the
it?
point. They're like, well, okay. Are you sure I'm doing enough? It's like, trust me, we got you.
Yeah, please don't do extra.
Yeah, please don't do extra.
No.
Please.
Those Instagram workouts, like you talked about that, and I've definitely been there before too. That can be kind of bad for your mindset.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
you see like this like super jacked guy or girl doing these workouts, and then it totally crushes you, and you're like, why can't I do that?
Yes,
why do I
absolutely.
feel like this?
The thing is, I read somewhere, somebody was quoted saying, like, the things that made fitness influencers fit are not the things that they're selling you. You know what I'm saying? Like that kettlebell circuit that freaking 210-pound dude is would just shredded. That he didn't do that kettlebell circuit to get shredded like that.
No.
But we see him and we're like, I want to look like that. I need to do those things. So I'm going to do this, high intensity circuit. That's not the case. So it can just be really, really misleading. And there's a lot of people on social media that will take advantage of misinformation.
Absolutely.
And they will try to sell you secrets that are gonna just like blast your body fat and like I saw a video about the secrets of these 3 goddess hormones. And these 18-minute, exactly 18-minute. If it was 17 minutes too little, 19 minutes too much, exactly 3 18-minute workouts a week that will activate your goddess hormones and help you shred fat. Okay. Listen, if you have to pay that guy $300 to hear about these goddess hormones, it's a load of crap. Just tell you. Like anything that's like, hey, if you hire me, I'll tell you all the secrets.
Don't do it.
Stay away.
Yeah.
So there is no secret. Hard work, consistency, and if you're unsure, hire a good night's sleep. If you're unsure, hire a coach. Like it's really somebody that will help you lead. But there is no secrets. Fitness is really, really, really transparent.
Yeah, it is. It's very simple. It's just all about the kind of person you are and if you need help applying it.
Yes.
And then the nutrition piece is another huge part of that. You've got to be guided in nutrition and be fueling your body for the fitness that you're doing and all the activity on top of that for your regular day.
Yeah, absolutely. And we deal with some super active people. Man, we've got ranchers and farmers and guys that are, they're active. They're active
every day.
They're out there 14 hours a day,
Yeah.
and then they're still getting in a workout. Okay, well we got to tailor a workout around their schedule and what they've got going on.
Most of my guys like that are doing their workouts early in the morning, like really early, and they say it helps their day so much more. Whether they're sitting in the combine or they're riding a horse all day, they're like, my body's just feels way better doing
Absolutely.
those things. So
yeah.
it's kind of cool to see people doing that because it hasn't been a huge thing in the Western world and rodeo. So fitness is definitely taking off. Nutrition is getting a big name in it too. And it's just cool to see people kind of unlocking so much more potential for themselves, man.
Yes.
And not just the arena, but just outside too.
Yeah, that's the best part is like being able to help people, and then when you get that feedback of like, a year ago I wouldn't have been able to do this, but now I've been working with you, and not only did I do it, I crushed it, or whatever. And it doesn't matter if it's sitting in the tractor for 12 hours or if it's saddling horses or you had was it Dalton Ward like last year maybe like he had some sort of.
He's still training.
Yeah, I know, but last year there was some sort of I can't remember exactly what it was, but he was out ranching and I don't remember, gathering cows or something, and had some sort of like got stuck or I can't remember
having to walk a long way.
Walk, that's right. He maybe
yeah.
got bucked off and had to walk like miles and
Something, his horse
miles.
ran off, yeah.
And he was like, dude, if I had
died.
if I hadn't been training, like I legit would probably be dead.
You should see him now, dude.
Oh.
He looks great.
I bet.
Yeah, getting ready for summer rodeo. You're picking up for the Volts.
Yeah,
So
he's gonna be busy.
Yeah,
he's
about
gonna
to
be
get
busy.
really busy.
Yeah.
And then, it's weaning season.
Yeah.
Yearlings are their calving season.
Yes.
So he's been, and dude, that's a lot of stuff too. I've had so many clients that are ranchers, their sleep and everything been so messed up.
Yeah.
Right
So
now.
we're adjusting, their whole training, their nutrition, their recovery is now their training,
Yes.
when they're not sleeping and we're taking, because they're like, should I still go to the gym? I'm like, dude, no, everything is so out of whack right now. Like,
Exactly.
we need to do some stretching, do some mobility. We got some bands, we can do some exercises, but let's eat really well. Let's get some sleep when we can. And once we balance back out and get that circadian rhythm back in check, cool, get back to training. You're not going to lose anything over that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just such a hard thing to combat is the mindset of like, get it in at all costs. Like it's 1 a.m. and I've been up for 20 hours and I'm going to go work out. It's like, man, and I used to have that. I mean, but because that's what we feel like, we've been sold this bad bill of goods.
People
like,
still sell that hard.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, every day, get it in. And it's like, actually, the rest is just as important as the work. And so if we're not resting equally, every dose of stress requires a dose of recovery. So if we're not recovering, we're not really doing much with the
And then the nutrition, it's all, if they all go together, if you don't have them all in check, you're not going to see the exact results you want.
Absolutely. 100%. I've had clients that have worked out with me for, a year, and they've just had workouts, no nutrition coaching a year. And then they're like, hey, I've got this stubborn belly fat that just won't go away. Like, I'm thinking about adding the nutrition, can we add? And I'm like, absolutely. So they dive in, and we start diving into the nutrition. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Here's some simple things that we can fix, these few things. Within a couple of months, they're like, dude, it was just so simple. They were working out. They were super consistent. They were moving weight. They were getting stronger. They just had a little bit of stubborn belly fat that wouldn't go away or whatever it was. And we tweaked their nutrition just a little bit. Boom.
It's cool.
Fix. So that's the
easy
cool
fixes usually.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
And very anybody can do it. So and that's what we're here to do. So if you guys are wanting to lose body fat, gain muscle, hire a personal trainer, you should be looking for things like accountability, making sure they will hold you accountable, the results that they're getting from their clients right now, their certifications, are they educated enough to handle your case?
Yes.
What else was there?
Oh, they need to be able to.
One more.
Yeah, they need to be able to have
produce the results that you want.
Yeah, produce the results that you want. Build a structured program. I mean, there's a lot of good trainers out there. This is not a infomercial for Champion Living. No. Like, this is general information. There's a lot of great.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. You look at Western Workouts on Instagram. Wolf and Sons is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
There's some people out of Canada that are doing great things as well.
Yeah.
But there are tons of good trainers out there. All we're saying is this is a heads up. There's also just a lot of bad ones too.
Yes.
And there's so much information when they're bad and the good, and it's all mixed together.
Yeah.
So being able to decipher what's good and what's bad is hard. So that's what this whole purpose of this episode was, is to, hey, if you're gonna hire a coach, look at these things.
Yeah.
Do we have all those things? Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, for
But
sure.
we're not saying we're the only option out there. There are tons of options out there, and I'll recommend people to other coaches that I trust if they're not a good fit for us.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the world is sometimes. Sometimes coaches and clients aren't gonna vibe.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys should be working together. Let's find someone else that you're gonna get along with and that's gonna help you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise it's just a waste of time for the coach and money for the client.
Absolutely.
But make sure y'all are looking for those things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today on the Champion Living Podcast. We're on Spotify, iTunes, and Wrangler Network. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Redbeard Hat Company, been with us since day one. You can use our discount code Champion Living. It is all one word, uppercase. Going to save you 15% on all their hats. Power Pro CBD, one of the best CBD companies out there. You can use our discount code on that, as well as Champion Living. Not case sensitive. You get 15% off all their products as well, and free shipping.
What a deal.
What a deal. Till next time, guys. We'll catch you later.
What a deal.
Thank you.